stop hesitating, right, and start shooting. Just hit the shutter button, because if you don't like the footage, you can always delete it. On the contrary, the more you press the shutter button, you start shooting, you take away the knowledge and experience of what kind of content you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. The more you shoot, the more you realize that, oh, this is the kind of content that I don't like. And then you realize as well, this is the kind of content that I enjoy. So I think just hit the shutter button, right? If you have battery, if you have SD card space, shoot as much as you want as you're starting out in this journey. And, delete as much content if you don't like it. That's it. It's free.
Hello everyone, welcome to Creato Podcast, Create Together. I'm your host and my name is Alex. Every 1 to 2 weeks, we talk to amazing content creators about their journeys in content creation and their stories behind. From how they started creating content and how they fell in love with it, to any challenges along the way and tips to fellow creators and audience. We simply love having conversations with creators. Without further ado, let's introduce our guest of the day. Today we're very honored and we have Ron with us from Singapore. Hello, Ron.
What's up, Alex, and what's up, crew? How are you guys?
Hey, we are very well in Hong Kong, and then so by looking at what you're wearing, and then I guess you're already in summer vibes, right?
That's right, summer vibes every day.
Yeah, we're getting jealous, and then but Hong Kong is easing up a little bit more, and then so hopefully we can catch up like a little bit soon. And so, yeah, first of all, thanks for coming on here. And then what we're going to talk about, basically anything about content creation. And we're honored to have you here today because we know you have a very wide range of experience and knowledge, especially with the versatile camera GoPro and also with yourself content creations as well. And so the first thing, we invite a guest to actually introduce with us like any snacks or drinks, which is their favorite, along with content creation. So what do you bring to introduce to us today?
Well, Alex, first of all, I think the pleasure is all mine to be on the show. For me, my favorite snacks or drink, I don't have it with me currently, but I would say I love candies. Gummy bears, candies, that's something that I always have in my bag every time when I'm out there shooting or when I'm editing. But strangely enough, I don't have it with me today.
Is it like an energy thing, or it's just a habit? You like the gummy bears and?
I mean, it's something just like a habit. I like to snack on something. It's something that I just like to chew on. I feel like it's just keeps me going. Like, I mean, a fun fact, some people will laugh about it. Sometimes for my breakfast, I would have cereal with gummy bears in it.
Oh, right.
Like cereals with milk with gummy bear. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, never thought it's sweet anyway, right? So why not? Okay, yeah, we'll think about it. Yeah, we might. Yeah, cool. And so today, even though these sessions maybe not maybe no gummy bears, but then we'll try to keep it going and then keep you excited as well. So let's dive right into it. And then so from my understanding of you, and then I think you started the content creation journey maybe 2015, joining the GoPro team. Am I correct?
Actually, it's about there. It's about right. I would say my journey, how I came into all of this, was probably about 2014 when I graduated. I bought my first GoPro camera. Back then, it was the Hero 3 Plus, and I only bought my first camera was because I was going on a backpacking trip to Europe for 2 months. And yeah, and back then, no experience at all. I thought like, hey, I saw a couple of awesome videos online like for GoPro, and I'm like, that's the camera that I'm gonna buy. Funny story enough. Because of that, when I came back to Singapore, when I was looking for a job, I was deciding like, hey, what should I do for my career? And I think the long story short, that's when I started to work for the Singapore distributor for GoPro. Yeah, and then 3 years in with the Singapore distributor, later on, GoPro from HQ from the US reached out to me to say, hey, do you want to join the team? And that's what's up. That's here is where I am today.
Okay, awesome. Right, so you started out on a Europe trip for a couple of months, and then you joined the
That's right.
distributor, the camera, the GoPro
In Singapore,
right?
So they were selling other brands. GoPro was one of the brands that they were selling as well. And that's how I, got acquainted with the brand. And, I felt that I really wanted to do something with the brand. And that's really where it all started. And then I would say back 2018, that's when, officially at GoPro, they were like, hey, dude, I think you're doing quite an awesome job at the distributor. Why not come and work at GoPro? And that's it. That's how I ended up where I am today.
Brilliant. And so I want to ask about a transition because it's very interesting from so you started out with a user like traveling and then you joined the distributor and eventually you got invited to join the main team at the camera. So and how how was the transition to you like from because it's like a two-stage transition, right? From one place to the other to another.
I mean, it's crazy. If you ask me back in the days when I was a student, would I be doing what I'm doing today? I think my reply would be I would never have imagined doing what I'm doing today. And I can only imagine that after I graduated, the transition was big because when I was applying even for this role at the distributor back then, they didn't want to hire someone with a fresh experience. So this is the funny story. So I just finished a couple of other interviews. I was really dressed in my suit. And back in my mind, I was like, oh my God, is this going to be my life working the corporate career? And so, dressed in my suit, I knew the distributor had a retail shop. I walked down to the retail shop and I went and I was like, hey guys, I'm here for a job interview. And then the lady at the counter was like, awesome, what time's your interview? So, here's the funny story. And I was like, oh, you guys didn't get back to me actually. So, long story short, this is something that I've learned even from my personal experience. The lady was like, "Hey, someone from the office is here to do an audit in the store. Maybe you want to speak to him." And long story short, that person then connected me to the hiring manager, and that's how I got started with the distributor. The fun fact, I started actually working in retail for about 6-7 months, and then I later got on to do like the events, more a little about product management and training, and I think that's later what got me noticed by GoPro, the training team at GoPro.
Awesome, yeah. So taking initiative was one of the keys, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if I didn't step into the store that day after my other interviews, then I would have imagined, I would not have that first step into doing what I'm doing today. Yeah. So, I mean, till today, I always believe like, I mean, if you really believe in it, just go for it. What's there to lose? Nothing. In fact, you don't have anything to lose. That's what I thought.
Inspiring, yeah. I'm sure everyone who are listening right now and then will definitely keep that in mind and then see if it's applicable, like in some cases, yeah.
Yeah, gotta keep hustling.
Exactly, yeah. And you mentioned about the various roles you were involved and then eventually started out training. And we also noticed that you started your video channel like almost 2 years ago, your personal video channel. We're curious because on the one hand, you were at the distributor and then you got invited to the GoPro main team. And then you eventually, on the other hand, started out your own channel. So how did that plan out, or was it planned out?
Well, I mean, Alex, that's a great question. First of all, I would say I've always loved creating videos. I think that's the start state. But I never actually envisioned myself having a YouTube channel because I never thought I was a great personality to talk in front of the camera. I mean, I think sometimes I actually get quite camera shy, but I think what inspired me or motivated me to start my own channel on YouTube, I think back in 2020 was COVID, because of the COVID lockdown and all of this that's happening, and I was so bored. Like I'm like, all right, maybe I should start something new. And with my job, I used to do a lot of things face to face, and knowing that element of face to face is not there anymore, I thought, okay, how else can I evolve this program that I'm trying to run? And yeah, so I think it all came together when I started to upload I started off uploading random videos on YouTube. If you went to look at the earlier videos, it's really random vlogs. But then I think slowly, I started to change the style as to more educational material, like GoPro tips, how to get started on your camera, things that you need to know about the Hero 10 Black or a specific accessory. And yeah, for me, I think that's really how it got started. I was really bored and I found this thing to keep me company and keep me occupied.
Right. I have to say we like your personality in front of the camera, and I still remember. So I look at your videos from the first one till now. I like one of my favorite is the one you both started from the bathtub, and then the next second already diving down there, and then yeah, I love that one. Super creative, super
so much,
simple,
Alex.
and then right into it, and then so yeah, and also those you surprise her, you hide in the cupboard, and then going out the other way, and then so yeah, love that, and then yeah.
Thanks to COVID. I mean, we were so bored at home, man.
Exactly. So to you, like in terms of content creation, so on the one hand, you have to do training related material like as your role, and then on the other hand, so you're creating video of yourselves. How do you manage these two roles at the same time? Because I'm sure some of them are overlap, right? But some of them might be slightly different categories as well.
Yeah, I mean, I try my best to do it in a very authentic way, and that's how I feel it's sustainable. And then for me, I think it comes from my passion for the brand first of all, and I think that's how it then trickles down to if you talk about YouTube, for example, then I kind of feel like that's probably where I feel comfortable to speak about maybe a topic that I feel confident, and maybe that, like you say, that's why I appear to be quite confident in talking about a certain topic that I know of. And then when it comes to Instagram, for example, I just post random stuff. Sometimes if you follow me on Instagram, you might see very random stories, but I try my best to talk about or share things that I'm interested in. I mean, currently I'm very keen about surf skating. It's something that I've picked up last year, and so yeah, whatever that rolls, I try my best to see how it all blends well together. I don't think too much about it. I mean, that's my tip. If you want to do something, don't think too much about it. Just get started. Start somewhere.
Cool. So, say when you go surf skate, or well, actually before you go it, and then you want to maybe do a shooting for the activities, and then how do you actually plan for that as well while you're on the way?
So, I mean, I think a lot of this, I mean, some people would say it's experience, but I would say experience comes from planning, right? You first got to understand like what do you want to achieve. So for example, if I know that I want to do a shoot, the question that I would ask myself is, why do I want to do a shoot in the first place? What is the objective? What is the purpose of the shoot? For example, if the purpose of the shoot is to post something on Instagram, okay, then my question is that, do I want to post a video or photo? If the answer is I want to post a photo, it's going to be really simple. When I go out to skate, I'm just looking for that one photo for Instagram, or a couple of photos, for example. And then if it's a video, for example, then I would say how I get started about it. The thing that I would tell people at the back of their mind, you should start planning. What is the story that you want to tell about this? Is there something that I learned about surf skating, or is it just a raw clip that I want to share? Yeah, so I think a lot of it is starting to think about it, about the reason why you're going to shoot, and not just going through the motion like, okay, I'm here to do an activity, I want to shoot. Because if that's the mindset, then I would say, you might just end up with a lot of clips, but what is the real objective of you shooting it? Yeah, so always start with thinking.
Yeah. You know what? Before we actually, when I was planning for today's check, and then I actually look at your tutorials, some GoPro tutorial videos, and you literally just said the same thing, just set the purpose, and then that's the first thing. So love that. And then yeah, right to the point, and then simple. Yeah. And so if you target to maybe make a YouTube video, make an Instagram, maybe make a reels, and then so you just got to know where you want to achieve, and then so it makes it much easier, right?
Exactly. I mean, for someone who's thinking about their platforms, I mean, today is a challenging area, right? There's so many platforms, from Instagram to YouTube to TikTok, that now it's like a crazy, it's blowing up. I think like there is so many platforms, even for me, to just keep up. I can't keep up with 2 platforms really. Yeah, but I think it's important to think about like, hey, vertical format video is trending. So if I'm posting something on Instagram, I think it's very important to shoot vertical format video, because that fills up the entire screen. Whereas on the contrary, on YouTube, people still generally watch it in 16:9 or the widescreen format. So I think that definitely affects the way, how your content is being captured. Whether are you shooting vertical oriented style, or are you shooting it landscape?
Yeah, it just reminded me your 16:9 and 4:3 videos as well, the tutorial, that one, and then I mean,
thanks for checking it out.
All right, and I noticed recently there's a live the e workshop about underwater, and then there was a you and Nicole from Thailand, if I'm not mistaken. Nicole, yeah, that's right. I'm just curious how you plan out about what to deliver to people, in the community, because obviously there's a challenge, right? On the one hand, we can't quite get out in the past 2 years, and on the other hand, it's so much material like to absorb and to learn, right? Especially with the new camera coming out, and then all the voter and then accessories, blah blah blah. So what's your magic strategy about like what to give out to people?
I think the simplest magic strategy here is that listen to the audience, right? And for us, at least for the social managers that I talk to, sometimes we do poll on Instagram, which is the regional GoPro channels, and we ask the audience like, hey, what topics do you guys want to hear about? And I think from that as the start state, we know that if we talk about a certain topic, there will be some traction because people are already asking for it. In fact, I think underwater, like best practices underwater, has been one of our most asked questions. Every time we go on the stream, I'm there on the stream, people would ask, "Hey, what's the best practice or best setting to go underwater? What mounts do you use?" And that's just an example. From that, we then make it into a show. So we decided to bring on, of course, with each show, we decided to try to be as credible as we can be. And I think the way that we go about being credible is to probably bring an advocate, who's specialized in the field or who's known in the field to come and chat about it. I might not be the best person to chat about it. That's why, I decided to talk to Nicole, whom she is living almost like all of the days on the island. She's probably the best person to speak to. So that's just an example. And then I think like the other example about long exposure photography, another big topic people always ask about, we decided to bring on an expert from India who is like a magician in long exposure photography. Yeah, ask the audience.
Yeah, that's right. That's at Creato, what we're doing, and then that's one of the keys as well. Because audience, it's the ultimate asset that matters to content creation, right? Exactly. And then so actually we are advocating like creating with audience as well. I mean, if you can, or just on a regular basis as well. And awesome. So that's actually the magic strategy for the GoPros as well. So talking about selecting topics and your role at GoPro. So when you got invited to the team, was it you started out on a trainer role already?
Yeah. So I mean, I joined the team as the regional trainer for Southeast Asia and India. So that's part of the GoPro training team. So I mean, that's essentially what I started out with. So whether that be it internal training with internal employees or external facing training with our distributors, our retailers, or even our advocates, our media partners, that was what I did, whether it's face-to-face or whether it's online training.
Wow, that's a very broad,
Yeah.
very broad exposure and a lot of moving parts basically. Yeah, I can't imagine how you manage that, right? Especially with the whole Southeast Asia and also India's as well. And what are the major challenges on this role, like for the past time?
I mean, if you talk about pre-COVID, probably one of the major challenge, and I would say something that, I would selfishly say that I enjoy, but my wife hates, is that I have to be on the road quite often, because technically that's 7 countries, right? So if I have to be in one country every quarter, that's 2 countries a month, right? So that means that I'm spending quite a lot of time on the road. And if it comes to a peak season whereby we are announcing new products back then yeah, there might be more time that I spend on the road. I think COVID changed a lot of things. That was probably one of the challenges there was, but it's something that I love. But my wife would tell you the opposite.
Right. So so in the past 2 years, I mean, you two are most of the time staying together, right? I guess because it's
That's
less
right.
traveling and then right.
That's why we end up doing all those videos.
Yeah, that's right. So thanks to the pandemic, right? On one of the upsides and so other than the you got to move around different cities as well. And from a training perspective, any challenges like what's the best way to approach different parties, because I'm sure everybody expects differently, right?
Yeah, so I mean, you brought up a good point. I think the role, or in terms of if you're talking about the role, it's more of the soft skill approach that I feel, because when you're talking about people in different country, you have different nuances, and in the role that I'm in, you speak to a wide variety of audience. Every country, whether you jump from Singapore, I jump to Thailand, I jump to Indonesia, people speak a different language, and with that, it's also a different culture. So I think it's a challenge, but it's something that I really enjoy. Just about learning and understanding about different culture. And one thing that I've learned is that the non-verbal communication, if you are in face to face, actually says a lot. Sometimes you don't actually have to be speaking the same language, but you kind of understand each other, right? And one of which I love about content creation, it's that it's universal. Content creation, whether you're speaking about it in Singapore, you speak about it in Thailand, in Vietnam, or even in India, people understand the concept of content creation. So I think it's something that, brings like-minded people together. So I feel that kind of helps my job become easier.
Very, very inspiring. Like, it's universal. It's like a language, right? So everybody understands it.
It's like a language itself. Yeah, exactly. When you talk about the concept like photography, videography, it's almost like a language itself.
Yeah, because you don't have to like talk to the people, and you can just hold a camera and then get out, and then
Then
we all
show them like, this is
here you
it.
go. Yeah, yeah,
Here you go.
exactly. Yeah, and then you both might get some new ideas as well, because you both are holding camera to each other, and then yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So I miss that kind of interaction. Because of COVID. We have not had that kind of interaction for like maybe 2 years. Slowly, I think it's slowly coming back. But yeah, I think those are the kind of experiences that I really miss.
Yeah, this is the new experiences, right? Like what we're doing right now. It's like
this is a new experience. I mean, like what we're doing today, I think like for the past couple of years we've been doing some of this as well. I kind of enjoy it right now. Talking to new people like yourself gets me inspired as well, thinking about stuff like, hey, like what should we do next?
Awesome. And so the next question, it's maybe a little bit personal. So when you get out doing the video shooting, how do you actually balance, say, getting the job done and actually enjoying life? Because when you were out there, you want to enjoy as well, but you have to maybe be vigilant to make sure you can capture the best moments.
So this one, Alex, I think it would be a funny story as well. If you ask my previous self back in 2014 when I first bought the Hero 3 Plus, my back then girlfriend, now wife, would complain a lot because I would take so much time trying to figure out what shot I wanted to get. So I think it comes back to the point like whether you are using your phone, whether you're using a GoPro camera, or whether you're using a DSLR, the more that you use the product, the more acquainted you are with it, I think the faster that you get. And the faster that you get also means you spend more time doing what you enjoy. Which also brings me back to my first topic, like what is the purpose of you shooting in the first place, right? If your intention of going on that holiday or that particular moment is to enjoy it, then hey, maybe don't focus too much on the content creation. Try to make it as natural as possible. Maybe keep it simple, just take a photo, right? But if the intention is, okay, you want to take a vlog, right? Then fine, then I would say invest more time planning your vlog before your holiday, so that when you get to your holiday, you're not wasting time thinking about, oh, is there another shot that I need in this moment? Because now when you're at that moment, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. That's it. I'm done. We can enjoy. Yeah, so I think that's my workflow right now. I try to be disciplined because I mean, to be honest, you can never have enough shots, right? Say you are at an amazing waterfall in Iceland. You want to take every angle as possible, for the 2 hours that you are there. I mean, I would say that I have been in that position, and that's why now I try to be disciplined about it. Like, if I'm there at the spot, I would just say these are the shots that I want, and then after that, that's it. I'm gonna just enjoy. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Very, very, very disciplined, very well structured. So just remember, like, what's your purpose in the first place, and then everything else will follow. And then,
what's the purpose in the first place? Yeah, the 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. Get a handheld shot, get a POV shot, get one shot that's gear mounted, maybe one stationary, static flyby shot. That's it. You get all the perspective and like, okay, that's it.
right, got that. Yeah, yeah. We have no doubt that why you were invited to join the training team at GoPro. Like they have been very lucky, like to have you, Ron, to deliver and then organize all the training to different parties in the region, because very clear instructions and then well structured, and then and make it much simple to do. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
We noticed that so say pre-COVID there were a lot of trips with different GoPro ambassadors or people in the community, and I guess you were part of the organizing the different trips, meeting different people, right?
Yeah, as part of the brand initiative, we always want to try to build closer relationships with the community, and I think like one of which is that we will organize such stuff as like a hangout, like to share inspiration. And I think one of the things that I enjoyed about those trips is about meeting people And I think that's the same reason why some of these creators that get invited also enjoy it, because they also get to meet other creators and like-minded people. And yeah, it's really to try and grow this community of like-minded people around the region.
Exactly. Yeah. What was your most memorable trip? If you have to pick one.
Oh, there's so many, man.
Yeah.
But I think one that is very memorable, I would have to say, would be the GoPro Creator Summit in Broome, Western Australia. So I think what's that, 2019? Yeah, the GoPro Creator Summit and then yeah, I mean it's such an interesting spot. First of all, like Broome, Western Australia, I've never been to that part of Australia. I've never even knew Australia had such amazing landscapes like that there. And yeah, it's just really amazing, and to see creators from all over the world there as well, and to chat with some of my people that I follow way back, like Chris Rogers was there. I'm like, shit, I am starstruck. Yeah, so it's very nice, and it's also very nice to see that most of the people that I meet were all very humble and personable, and yeah, just like you and me, they are always down for a chat or hang. Yeah, it's nice to know that those creators out there that you aspire to be or inspires you are just it's just another human being, and if you actually put in the effort just like they did with good work ethics, you can probably be just like that. And I mean, that's what I tell myself. That's what I tell myself, at least.
Yeah, very close and very kind community. Like so everybody else, and this kind of events just connect pretty much everyone like together. Whoever turn up, and then yeah, awesome. And so seems like now things are getting better. Like overall, I mean people are getting out. And what's your any plans ahead for maybe the rest of this year in terms of content creation on a personal level, and also on a community level at GoPro?
I would say maybe personal level is something that I can speak to about. On a personal level, I want to be more active on YouTube again. I mean, as you can see, I kind of like dwindled off in late last year, and one of the reason was also because I was based in Thailand for almost 18 months, and then I shifted back to Singapore. And then with the shift back to Singapore, I was also shifting houses, so this place that I'm in is my new place, and then so I was busy with the renovation and a lot of stuff. I say that now, Alex, but actually these are all just excuses. It's just excuses that I'm making for myself as to why I'm not uploading more content. So for me personally, I want to get back into that rhythm, because even for me watching back at some of my YouTube videos, I'm also looking at it thinking like, damn, Ron, like how did I shoot and upload all of those back then? Like there was this point like every week I uploaded one video. So I mean, I have so much respect for those guys who do daily uploads, because yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, you did the video, right? Like you moving back to Singapore, because I remember you had so many bags, luggages, and then I watched that.
Oh yeah.
And then you
yeah. I mean, my wife loves shopping, so I think we came back to Singapore with 13 luggages, like 260 kg. So it's like, damn.
Exactly, 260 kg, and yeah. So you will get more videos done and then show us, and then
yes, I'm trying to make a commitment here that I wanna do it.
Everybody who are listening, we heard that, and then we'll check it out like for the rest of this year. See, yeah, it's a challenge accepted, right? So other than clearing out the purpose before you actually go out creating content, any words of wisdom for people maybe like myself, an amateur GoPro user, to have in mind, like when we just get out and shoot some good content?
Well, I would say for people who are getting started, even not just for GoPro, but in general on your phone or DSLR, I would say stop hesitating, right? And start shooting. Just hit the shutter button, because if you don't like the footage, you can always delete it. On the contrary, the more you press the shutter button, you start shooting, what you actually take away is that you take away the knowledge and experience of what kind of content you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. Right? The more you shoot, the more you realize that, oh, this is the kind of content that I don't like. And then you realize as well, this is the kind of content that I enjoy. So I think just hit the shutter button, right? If you have battery, if you have SD card space, shoot as much as you want as you're starting out in this journey, and delete as much content if you don't like it. That's it. It's
Right.
free.
Agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And having said that, it's actually a pain to delete like hundreds of useless like clips, and then
Oh yeah.
I've been through that, and then but I think it's kind of a must go through process in that sense.
Okay, one tip that I would definitely love to give here, whether you are shooting on any kind of device, my tip is always, if you're shooting video in particular, keep your video clips short, unless they have to be a long continuous recording. And I say that because, to your point, Alex, if you are sieving through all the content, it is so hard to edit a 20 minutes video versus looking through like 10-30 second clip. It makes it easier just to see, oh, like this is the certain points that I'm looking at. Yeah, so keep the video clip short.
Got it, right? Because we can always put them back together, right? So
You can always put them back together. Yeah, instead of letting it roll and roll and roll and roll and roll, keep it short.
got it. Golden tip. Yeah, just keep it short, and then so you can minimize the hassle later on. And yeah.
That's right.
In terms of GoPro training, any heads up that you can give us, like what's coming up soon, or anything exciting for the brand, for the products as well?
I mean, I love my job, Alex. I wish I can tell you more. So, but I can see what's upcoming, what's exciting. It's the GoPro Mountain Games is happening next month in June. And I'm also very excited because this year I'm going up to the GoPro Mountain Games. So it's my first time there at the Mountain Games. It is going to be held in the US in Vail, Colorado. Yeah, so I'll be flying up to the US to spend a week there in the Mountain Games, and I think it's going to be an exciting time there.
Right, awesome. So we'll be keeping an eye on you then. Yeah, supporting you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, okay, maybe a question for you, Alex,
Oh, for me.
the upcoming streams. Yeah, for you, for the upcoming streams, that we do on the GoPro channel. Is there a topic in particular that you guys would love to hear us chat about? Any topics?
That's a good question. I think to me, on a personal level, and say I have a Hero 9 right now, and then I think I've already watched a video like, whether to buy a Hero 10, because it's much more stable, and you don't need any stabilizer anymore, because I watched that by Ron's as well. And so if I have to bring on more than one camera when I go shooting, like what's my setup and preparation should be, like also in terms of accessories, because right now I go with one camera, one accessories, because it's quite agile, quite simple. That's as much as I can handle. And so maybe a case study about like how
to prepare for a trip.
How to prepare and level up our gear, basically more than one camera, because we need more than one angles, right, at times, and then especially activities. So I think how do you manage it on the scene as well, and that would be very practical, and most people, I think, would like to see this as well. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, that's a great topic, preparing for a shoot, preparing for what is the gear setup. Amazing stuff. I mean, something to consider. I would definitely tell the team about it. But I would say, in my bag, if you ask me, every time I'm out on a shoot, I bring along 2 cameras.
Right.
For me, I would take along my GoPro Max because that captures spherical video.
Yeah.
And of course, like I would have my Hero 10 by my side, because I think these two are such different cameras. People always ask me, is it one or the other? I would say, who's the best? But if I have to take one camera out, I would say maybe the GoPro Max.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, inside me, I love the GoPro Max because of how creative you can be with it. You can use it as POV and then reframe it to a normal traditional video.
That reminds me of a question. Like, so I think we were talking about what you got asked about different topics in GoPro, but what's your most what do you get asked most in terms of content creation? Like, not necessarily GoPro, like when you release your content and then people maybe commenting, like inboxing you, like you can maybe you can clarify like here to most of us.
So I think one question that I guess asked a lot of time, even during those live streams, people always ask about best setting, right? Best setting. Hey, dude, what's the best setting for this activity? What's the best setting for that activity? And here's my take. Like, there really isn't one best setting that you should shoot in. Say, for example, if you're talking about GoPro cameras, right? The presets already loaded in the camera by default already does an amazing job. my recommendation, maybe if you want to have best setting, make sure you're shooting in a higher resolution. I think that's all that matters. If you want nice video and if you want to frame grab a photo from the video later on, make sure you're shooting high resolution, right? And if you ask me, it's not exactly about the setting that you shoot in the camera. I think what's more important to get very good quality video is to always do this. You see the camera?
All right.
It's to always clean the camera lens, right? That is one thing that we have seen, even I've seen myself as well, as one tip that would go a very long way. The camera really does an amazing job, same like the iPhone, straight out the bat, if you're shooting something, it does an amazing job. What's more important is to make sure the camera lens is clean. And I think once you have a clean camera lens, your image quality is naturally going to look good. Now I make it a habit. Each time before I press the shutter button, I would take 2 seconds just to give it a wipe. If I am doing water activity, here's another good tip. If you're pulling it out of the water, water might be trickling off, although we say we have the hydrophobic lens and whatnot. Here's what I would do. I will pull it out of the water and I'll give it a quick shake like that. Okay? Because this quick shake allows me to also flush out whatever water that's in the camera and sometimes also help the water droplets, whatever that's remaining, trickle away. So if you're taking it out of the water on a selfie stick, just give it a quick shake. That helps roll water away as well. So another tip.
Got it. Yeah, that's really important. We'll try to remember that, like just before we shoot. Yeah, I doubt I might, but I'll try. Yeah,
clean the lens.
Clean the lens. Exactly.
Your iPhone as well. Clean the lens.
I don't have a habit of that. Until you told me just now, and then so yeah, great, cool, awesome. So thanks, Ron, for today's chat, and for those who are listening, about me and Ron, please go check out Ron's YouTube channel. And so he will be uploading more videos according to what we've just talked about. and
right.
Also, Ron's on Instagrams as well. So a lot of different kinds of videos as well, and reels or even photos, and all about his lives. And so check it out. And then and also for more GoPro training materials, stay tuned with Ron. And then there will be more different things coming up as well, and especially. The new things are coming out, and then all the accessories, and then especially the latest one, the Volta one, right? I watched that and then loved it. So yeah.
Yeah, where is it? Volta. Very cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then I'm still using the old tripod one. So yeah, this one, it's another level up the game.
It is, yeah. It extends your battery life by 3 times. Like I feel it's just amazing that this guy right here is also a power bank and like all-in-one tripod grip with a remote.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll look into that, and then me and Andy. Once again, thank you, Ron, today. We all enjoyed that.
Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you for having me. Pleasure is all mine.
Yeah, likewise. And yeah, okay. So thank you for listening, and that's it for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Create Together, a video podcast channel produced by Creato, a platform for content creators and fans to create content together. For more information and episodes about Creato Podcast Create Together, visit our website or subscribe to our show via YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye-bye.